This Taney Bridge Loan back with another YouTube video because, you know, I have to work today. I'm off tomorrow, thank God. Yesterday really tested my patience. I had most of the slicers clean and somebody came through. I was starting on the third one. I had it halfway clean and I had to slice some bologna. But you won't know, though. A guy came through there and he told me, I was so pissed. I was slamming shit and everything. I thought, son of a bitch. I thought to myself, damn, y'all have to come through here freaking a half hour before we close and ask us to cut meats after we've already cleaned something. You know, and I know we don't close the deli till 10 o'clock, but my gosh, most people with any respect for you wouldn't ask for meat a half hour before you close. You know what I mean? Like, what do these people do all day? I don't know. But anyway, this guy come through, he said, well, I'm from Chicago. He said, I'm sorry, man, that you had to clean. I said, well, I was just trying to clean up so I could get out of here. I said, because I'm the only one back here, so I have to clean all this stuff myself. I said, usually the last 5 or 6 hours, the last 5 to 4 hours of before we close, I have to cut and slice all that stuff myself and clean it all up. You know, and I try to get it done before 10 o'clock. I try to get all my slicers clean before 10 o'clock. That way, the only thing I have left is the floor and the trash, you know, and maybe wiping some counters off or something like that, you know. And I just want to get out of there at a decent hour. That way I can go home and take my medicine earlier, you know. Because, anyway, so, you know, I was a little frustrated. But he said, well, ma'am, I'm sorry. He said, but I live in Chicago. And he said, when I come here, I usually get Conn's bologna because they don't sell it in Chicago. Which is really odd, but, you know, I don't know. I've never been to Chicago. He said, but yeah, he said, I'm from Chicago and they don't have Conn's bologna there. I'm thinking, yeah, but do you have to come in here at the last minute and ask for it? You know, we're closing in like a half hour to 20 minutes, you know. I'm trying to get this stuff cleaned up so I can get the hell out of here. I mean, you know, and I'm just being honest, you know. But anyway, I want to show y'all what I copped from Ross. I know I copped something else. My bank account's low, let's put it that way. But I don't have to go in there every day and buy something, but I don't know. Anyway, I copped something. I found 2 or 3 things I liked. I had a dream last night. I don't know. It was something about, and I can't remember what color Nike shirt it was. But it was a Nike sweatshirt, and I can't remember what color it was. And I don't know, but I can't remember what color it was to save my soul. And I usually don't picture something in my mind, you know what I mean? But it was something about Nike. Anyway, I can't remember the type of sweatshirt I got. But anyway, they had an olive green Nike sweatshirt in there in a size medium in the women's with zippers on the side. And it was $30. It had been originally priced $115. I was going to get it, but I thought, I don't really need this. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of money to go on. And I think I'm just going to pick up this jacket. And I found everything I picked up was winter stuff. You know what I mean? It wasn't summer stuff. And, of course, I don't really need any more summer stuff. I got plenty of stuff. I always have plenty of stuff. Anyway, I got this jacket. It's made out of a material that probably wouldn't take much to snag it because of the outside material. It is an Adidas black jacket, but it's probably not something I'd wear in the winter because it ain't heavy enough to wear in the winter. It'd probably be something I'd wear in the fall or something like that, or on a cool spring day. But anyway, this jacket I got, it is Adidas. It was originally $160. These prices that got the original prices on, there ain't no way these things are worth what they're asking for. There just ain't no way, you know. But anyway, I gave $19.99 for this jacket. It is a size small in the women's. This is the only one they had. And that green sweatshirt in there that was Nike was the only one they had, the olive green one. But anyway, it was originally $160. I got it for $19.99. You can see the Adidas logo. It's got this on the side. It says blue version. Blue version. It don't say blue virgin. It says blue version. I don't know what made me say that, but anyway. It's got pockets on the side, obviously, and got little pockets here with the emblem on it there with Adidas. And that's pretty much all it is, you know. So I thought it was dope. I thought it would look cool with that outfit I bought the other day, the all gray outfit I put together. Y'all can't say I can't make it fit, but even though it's too hot to wear this right now, but it is like, it's pretty dope. I mean, I kind of like it, but the only thing about the material is it won't take much to snag this type of material. But I really like the jacket, and I thought, well, I'm gonna get that. So that's the only thing I copped today. I thought it was different, you know what I mean? And so I got it. I'm not a real big fan of black, but it is what it is, and I did like it. And I thought, well, I'm either going to get this, and then they had a few pairs of, in the bigger youth boys section, they had some Jordan and Nike, like a weak colorway of sweatpants, and they were like $16.99, but I didn't end up getting them because, quite frankly, I have all kinds of sweatpants and stuff, and I really got all kinds of sweatshirts, so I really don't need any sweatshirts. I've got more sweatshirts in my wardrobe than anything else in my wardrobe. So, you know, I don't know. But this video probably won't be uploaded till I get off work tonight, so it'll probably be when I get home. Because like I tell y'all, I don't have Wi-Fi here to upload. All I'm going off of when I'm uploading a video, especially if it's long, it takes forever to upload. And it may not upload at all, you know. And if I'm trying to upload a video while I'm on the floor, I don't get very good internet access back there where I'm at in the deli. And I just don't want to use up all my battery life. It drains my battery life. So I'll wait till I get home and have Wi-Fi to upload this video because it is going to be a longer video. I don't really know what the Lord wants me to speak about today, so as I talk, maybe He will flow through me and guide me what I'm going to speak of. I know it seems like I spend a lot of money on clothes, and I feel guilty every time I buy something. You know what I mean? Because I know I really don't need any clothes. I got a whole wardrobe at home, and I really need to go through my clothes and get rid of some stuff that I'm not wearing, you know. I buy so many pairs of shorts and shirts, and there ain't no way there's enough days in a week to wear all the things I have, because I work 4 or 5 days a week, you know what I mean? Most generally, I work 5 days a week. And they could give you 30 hours in a week and still draw it out in 5 days, you know? And then you don't always get 2 days off in a row. You might be lucky if once a month you get 2 days off in a row, you know? So this week I work 3 to 11, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I'm off Sunday and I'm off Wednesday. Yesterday kind of tested my patience a little bit because it was the grand opening of Kroger's store where they have redone everything. So they finally got everything together, and I should have known because we wore these shirts on Friday. They were given to us, I think, on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then it was on Tuesdays when I got these shirts. And we had to wear them at Friday. So that should have told me that it was their grand opening because they've been redoing this store and adding stuff to it. And they've added so many more meats and cheeses. We got the new brand Boars brand of all kinds of different meats. And we have so many meats we can't even fit them. We have so many new meats and cheeses that they didn't get rid of enough meats. My personal opinion, they should have got rid of everything and just had Boars stuff and been done with it. Because, quite frankly, it's just too much stuff to have to remember all those numbers. I can't remember all that shit. And quite frankly, it's a little much, you know, but yeah, I mean, it was a little stressful yesterday, and we got this one guy I work with and stuff, but I try to be understanding of him, but I get tired of him telling me what to do. He's not my boss just because he's been here maybe a month or two longer than me. I don't mean I don't know. He'll stand around, and he's got autism. I try to be understanding, but I just had to tell his ass how it was last night. I mean, they don't want us using a rag to clean the slicers with, even though it ain't that big of a deal. You just clean the rag after each freaking slicer you cut. All you gotta do is put the disinfectant on it and clean it with some stuff. I mean, I don't know why in the world we can't use they want us using paper towels, and that takes forever to clean them slicers with paper towels. And then we got this little white thing that's about this long that we can use, and we gotta try. And the one that takes the longest to clean is a cheese slicer because that stuff sticks. But anyway, I finally got them clean. I get them clean the best I can. It is what it is. I don't know. But I'm the only one in there, and it's stressful because I feel like they should have 2 people in the deli to close. Because it puts too much pressure on me to have to wait on every customer, plus do online orders. I don't even have time to stock the grab and go out there, because most of the time, day shift's already got everything cut, usually, for the grab and go. But I don't even have time to go out there on the grab and go and stock it up, because I'm the only one there. I got to wait on the customers versus putting stuff out on the floor. And then I got all that stuff I have to clean up. And it takes 30 to 35 minutes to clean each one of them slicers, so it can take an hour and a half to clean all 3 of them. And you're waiting on customers up till 10 o'clock, so it takes a while. You're just hoping that customers will freaking go home and cook. You know what I mean? Like, I try to be nice to people, but some people just aggravate the hell out of me. Like, somebody come through there yesterday and said, well, I want you to open up a new thing of bologna. I said, sir, I can't do it. I said, by company policy, I have to cut what's already open, and then once I go through it, then I can open up a new one. But it won't surprise me if he goes up to higher management on me and says something, because you never know what customers are going to do. He just got all mad and walked off. Then the lady beside me, it's been there for 4 or 5 years, she said, well, you should have just opened one up. I said, no. I said, because if I do that for him, I have to do it for everybody. Because once somebody sees you doing it, if they tell you not to do it, then it is what it is. And if they don't, and my thing is, these customers think that they should outweigh, come at me, mad at me, because I do what the company tells me to do. Then if the customer goes complain to higher up management, then they come back to you and complain to you because you didn't do what they asked you to do. Even though what they asked you to do, they told you not to do. Right? So if I open up a new one before finishing off what's left on the end of a roll of a piece of meat, then everybody's going to expect me to do it. Then they're going to complain about that. Then I had a lady come through the other day and she wanted me to cut. I was opening up a new meat, but she wanted me to cut it in half, but she didn't want the whole half. She just wanted me to cut it in half, and it's like, I did it. I didn't argue with her. I just did it. But my thing is, one of my managers came up to me that was higher up that was in there, because this was during the day, a little after 3 or 4 o'clock, and she said, you're not supposed to cut that meat in half. I said, well, I don't see what the big deal is, really. But they got their reasons for whatever, but I put both slices. It was the meat I just opened, cut it in half, and I put it back in one bag. I got a new bag, put a new label on it. But she came and said something to me. I said, yeah. I said, but if that customer goes and complains to somebody higher up, then they're going to come out here and try to write me up for something they told me not to do. That's how it goes in these retail stores. You think it's awesome to work in Kroger's and Walmart, but a lot of these places, they're toxic as hell. And I got many of people that tell me to use papers in between the cheese slices, but I always put paper in their cheese slices unless they request otherwise. You know, what makes a difference? I'd rather have papers in between my cheese, because I know it's hot out here and that shit's gonna melt depending on how long it's in your car before you get home. That's the way I look at it. But some people don't want the papers, so they'll tell me they don't want the papers, so I don't give them the papers. But most generally, I just automatically give people the papers. The way I look at it, they don't care to charge you them expensive ass prices in there for what they have, so what's the big deal if I use some papers in between people's cheeses? If I went by company policy, I wouldn't use papers unless I specifically asked or unless they asked. Well, one thing about it, they ain't giving us enough help. But anyway, I hope y'all having a blessed day. I really didn't know what the Lord wanted me to talk about today, but maybe later on God will guide me something, Maybe I'll make a video when I get home. But for now, I'm going to get off here, and I thank y'all for everything, y'all for watching my views. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you've not been saved, I want to take this time to ask if you would ask Christ into your heart. If you truly believe that Christ died on the cross and he rose from the dead 3 days later, then you're saved. So until next time, peace, love, and y'all be blessed.